goodness sake. So this, I'm going to use this as my wonderful way of doing a progress report, folks. Why? Because it's finally time for me to bust out with a channel progress report. What happened in winter still, and I do mean this, it still irritates me to no end. I haven't fully recovered from this. You know, winter sucked. To those of you who don't know this or you didn't catch it, I'm just going to fill you in out the gate. All right. The twos, everything started going bad around the holiday season, right? Earlier on in December, my brother and I, Major Blood 12, we go and grab his son, my nephew, right, from the airport. It's winter break. He's coming to kick it, you know, and there's some conventions coming into town. There's the Gamers Expo and then the New Year's weekend anime convention. All right. He's supposed to just come and kick it. The Saturday, because Christmas was the third Saturday, right? The weekend before Christmas was the Gamers Expo. He didn't get to come with me all of it, just the last day. And my bro, he's had some doctor's appointments, back is aching him. Now, this is what's getting it. Like, my brother falls out, right? On the Tuesday before Christmas. It's like he's falling out, passing out. We're worried, call the ambulance, right? Paramedics get here. He's responding, he's waking up, he doesn't want to go, he refuses treatment. Right? Wednesday goes fine. But here's the kicker. The Thursday before Christmas, middle of the night, he's doing the pass outs again. This time around, he goes completely out. My nephew is stressing out. You know, he's only 20. Okay, he wasn't expected to come out here. So call the paramedics again. Same guys from before. Really good dudes. And they take him to the hospital. Right? My brother spends Christmas in the hospital and New Year's as well. So, nephew and I go visit with my folks, right? How we're doing Kwanzaa. The Tuesday after Christmas, okay, the Tuesday after Christmas, that's the 28th of December, all right? I'm getting ready to make some runs with Pops. It's about the end of the month, right? So he has to use the bathroom. No big deal. I'm just waiting for him to come out of the bathroom. You know, I've told you guys many times my dad's on oxygen. Anyway, he's in there for a long time. So I go and check in on him. And he's apparently fallen out. He's fallen into the tub. He's not even on his oxygen. And I'm like, oh crap. So I grab the pulse ox. And the pulse ox, as its name implies, checks two things: your pulse and your blood oxygen. Normally, you put this thing on your finger, and after a while, it gives you a reading, a number for each. It didn't read anything. And when the time it finally got to reading, it was so low. I mean, Father Hell was, he was, ooh, talking about vampires and shit. Yeah, that was crazy. Called the paramedics, same guys, right? My dad gets rushed to the emergency room, right? Of course, I don't have a way to get there. Luckily, my cousin, which is one of my, like, my nephew's cousin, uncles, right, gives me and my nephew a lift. We go up there, and it's like two. We finally get into the ER. Around 5 o'clock, my dad still hasn't had a room. He's still in the emergency room. We're looking in on him. It's packed, right? Haven't heard anything about his room. By 5 o'clock this Tuesday evening, my nephew's getting tired. He's been waiting with me this whole time. I'm like, look, just head back to the house. I'll be here. I'll call you if anything changes. I finally figure out the room scenario in the ER with my pops, with Father Hell. Right? He's out like a light. Apparently, he went through a bit of hypoxia. By the time we got him out of the ER and into the ICU, it was 5:30 Wednesday morning. Literally spent 14 hours in the emergency room trying to get his breathing under control because this messed his lungs up bad. Right? He was in the ICU for a long time. Mind you, he spent New Year's in the hospital. He spent all of January in the hospital. It's like, it was bad. Going into the new year, it was just me, my nephew, Mother Hell. I won't even talk about the storms that happened back then, but this was a true nightmare. My dad's laid out in the hospital, intubated on oxygen, still out cold, hasn't even had any response yet. It's that bad. When he finally becomes responsive, he isn't able to pay, his regular dues. So I'm doing this, you know. I have to do all the bills and running around here. And it was a nightmare. In the cold, in the wind, in the rain that was so strong, the wind literally bent a 3 foot thick steel pole. I know flying does half damage to steel Pokemon, but the wind in January in Cali, that was nuts. Like, I'm not even in Southern Cal like Maximilian Dude is. Maximilian Dude, he lives in Southern Cal. They had a hurricane in Southern California. A hurricane on the West Coast. That's unheard of. Now, a couple weeks into January, while I'm going through hell, and believe me, this was a nightmare. You wouldn't believe how much praying I did throughout the winter. About second week of January, my brother comes out from the hospital. Apparently, he had a pneumonia that was making cysts in his lungs, and they were going to transfer him to another hospital to have them surgically removed. But as they transfer him out there, 12 racks, that's a beautiful win. They have him transfer him out there. They've drained the cyst out from his chest, right? Because they gotta drain all that out. The cysts shrunk down, so the surgery was unnecessary. When he comes when he comes home, he has his own oxygen machine. He has a small oxygen tank. They deliver tanks, and it's a nightmare. So in addition to handling Father Hell's housely accords, I have to take care of my brother who's just getting out of the hospital, Mother Hell who's on oxygen, and try to make sure that the bills are paid and the lights and power stay on. And I had to do this for January and February. When my pops was finally stable enough in the hospital, he had to go to lung rehabilitation. They're talking with me and they're like, look, we're going to monitor him for 2 weeks. We're going to do checkups on him every week. 3 days into this, and there's problems. Like he was released from the hospital after about a month and a half, 45 days, right? So it's a Wednesday when he goes off to the medical rehab, which is like a 15-minute walk from where I live. He goes in there Wednesday. Saturday, he's rushed back to the emergency room because he has a lung exacerbation. He ends up spending the weekend there. The stress gets to Mother Hell, and one Saturday morning, like 1 week later, on a Saturday morning, my brother and I take Mother Hell to the emergency room. Luckily, she's out of there and back home that Saturday afternoon. She didn't stay too long. And it was back to making sure everything was afloat. That was the roughest winter I've ever had to go through. This winter sucked. Like, my brother, Major Blood 12, he was just happy to be out of there, happy to be off the oxygen tanks, happy to be off the machine, happy to have the tube that was in his lungs and his chest out of him. It was nuts. Dad managed to get through lung therapy, and he was finally able to come home, brought him home on Valentine's Day. Mind you, when he was getting released, the people at the physical therapy didn't say he was getting released that day. Mind you, I was up there the Saturday before, talked with the PTs, walked with my dad and the PTs, and they mentioned nothing about him being released soon. Nope. The day before Valentine's Day, yeah, we're going to be releasing your dad tomorrow. And I'm like, you guys could have told me this on Saturday. I got to make arrangements for all of this. Luckily, my brother and I were able to do that. And we had the nice dinner that night. Mom complained about it, but yeah. So throughout December, January, and February, how you saw me going through it, not all there because I was completely worn out. That was why. This winter sucked ass. The fattest amount of it, too. It was nuts. Like it was just terrible. You know, my birthday wasn't the best birthday. Not by a long shot. You know, I didn't get the gift that I wanted. Hell, I didn't get any gift at all except for one, and that was Faith's Reward. You know, even though I was praying and still praying, the one thing I did was I toned out all the negative voices in my head and just kept to the faith. And it's like, don't listen to this madness. Just pray, keep your faith up, knowing that everything's going to be fine, and things turned out fine. Faith's Reward was my birthday present. And the thing that sucked the most, the days leading up to my birthday, it rained. It rained. And on my birthday, it rained. Didn't even get the chance to go out. Ended up ordering food because I wanted to go to the buffet, but no one was feeling it. So dinner time came around. I was like, you know what? Let me just order some Olive Garden to go. So we had Olive Garden, and my brother and I went to go grab it. On the drive to the Olive Garden, sunshine. It's like 5:30 in the evening. The whole day it rained. Five Around 5 o'clock, finally the sun parts from the clouds. I get some sun. Right? So when my brother and I pull up to the Olive Garden on my birthday, because you got to do the curbside check-in. I do the curbside check-in, stand outside, and even though the sun is out, it's raining again. I got a little bit of sun on my birthday, but you know what? And this is what I was telling my bro on the drive home with the food. I was like, man, this wasn't the ideal winter, but I'm glad it wasn't any worse. Everybody is alive, had the roughest winter on record. I don't ever want to go through that shit again. And he agreed. Now, mind you, as I told you guys, his birthday landed on Easter. So, Easter was his birthday. Took him out to the buffet. Finally had some fucking sashimi, man. I'm glad I had that. Now, what's going on with the channel? Obviously, I'm recovering from this. And as you've noted, I've started to post a bit more. Sometimes I'll post in the morning around 7 a.m. And that's something I want to keep. Like, give you guys a 7 a.m. upload. And one of the things I figured out is that wonderful, sweet timing of when you guys are viewing things. So the docket is like this. Ideally, I want to get 2 uploads for you guys to watch. So I guess I can't say first. So now that I have the time to say this, I want to say to all of the new subscribers who have come to the channel, welcome. Welcome. I hope you stick around for a while because I plan to entertain you for a while. November 5th, the channel managed to get its 1,000 subscribers. Look at this, about to rank up the Smurfs machine again. Should be happening after these free spins because I'm not putting money into the machine right now. The idea is to get one upload up at 7 o'clock Pacific time, okay? Because I live in the West, I live in Pacific time. All right. There's only one more time zone behind me, and that's the people who live in Alaska. The oceanic time zone, apparently. So, I want to get two uploads. The second upload, noon Pacific time. Okay? That'll give me about 5 hours to have one video circulating so the other one comes out. And the reason I do this is because I want to space out the videos so you guys can watch them. And that's one thing I've learned. If there's not enough time to just shotgun out videos like I did during Splatoon 3 Splatfests, they're not being watched. Can you believe that I've been trying to get streaming done? That's something I've been trying to work on. Because there are some games that I have, one of them being Kirby and the Forgotten Land, that I've been wanting to play, but to stream it for you. And now look at us. Kirby's Return to Dreamland DX has been in circulation, and everybody's enjoying this sort of thing. I've even played Kirby and the Forgotten Land for you guys. And I'm the Kirby freak. I haven't been able to put any money into stuff like that. Ooh. Ooh. First time I got 10 free spins on the Smurfs machine. I know everybody who's been wanting me to play the Smurfs machine. I really hope you guys are enjoying this, even if this is a progress report. Whew. I was trying to stream, man. I can't promise that I'll be able to stream by the end of spring. I'm gonna try my best to try to start streaming before summer. Oh, got 3 more spins during the 10 spins. That's nice. Like, I would like to ideally start streaming once I get the chance to do all this, but things are still a bit hectic right now. But before this year's out, the plan is to be streaming. Now, it's a long way to New Year's December. And it's just time. Like, it really is time. So hard things have been just not in my favor. Like, the most recent thing that happened is, and I mentioned this during Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right? As you guys know, Birdo dropped with the new DLC wave with the new Yoshi's Island, right? On the 12th, I'm working on a all print team to design for you guys. Put it up during the spring sale. You've probably heard it when I dropped the DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right? So the 13th at 5 a.m., I get the design to launch exactly how I want it. And the people who run the area of the shop take down the design due to, quote, content concerns. That's why I did the Teespring video. And in addition to that, shop is completely gone. The main shop is gone. Like, Smurf Shop is still here. Thank you to everybody who's been purchasing from the Smurf Shop. I appreciate that. Please support me and the channel by making purchases in the shops. Helps me entertain you guys with the proceeds. I'm still looking for another place to set up my main shop. You know, that's the reason why you've seen the main shop just not exist anymore. Once I get that going, I'm going to put a link in the description below the videos to the main shop, like I always do. Content wise, some things I've been playing, I'm trying to get back into. Horizon Chase Turbo, Ninja Law, more of the Smurf stuff, as you know. All right. I want to be able to get back into some of the things that I did play. Splatoon 3, that's not coming back. It's just no. You guys have made it perfectly clear that that's not going to work anymore. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see which of the stuff that I have, test the water, see if you guys are watching this content or not. And if not, well, there's going to be some burial plots in the graveyard. I'm expecting that. There are also some newer things that I want to get done for the channel. And most importantly, get back to some of the current stuff that I'm playing. Not just the Smurfs games, but like Earth Knight as well. And hopefully, in addition to all that, get some new stuff on the channel as well. In addition to working out the shops. So, that's the docket. Your guy h3llg3ar has had a rough winter. The mushroom man behind the cam got worn out. I'm not gonna lie and say that I wasn't worn out. This was just ooh. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. Friends, frenemies, enemies, rivals. Nobody deserves to go through that hell. Hell didn't freeze over, but it flooded out. And I don't want to go through that ever again. So to all of you who stuck by me through that, thank you all so much. Just thank you. Like, thank you. Cause this was, oh man. Going through all of that, the wind, the rain, almost broke my left leg doing this, trying to make everything go afloat or stay afloat. It was nuts. And I just, I need to really not have to go through any more of this madness. I'm overdue for a really well-deserved and much-needed blessing. I really am. I am. And after this winter, I damn well deserve it. I just have to keep my faith up and hopefully get it. Because it'll come. It's just, that's the thing with faith. Most people leave Faith Street before your blessing is delivered to you by God. More is on the way, folks. So thank you for hearing me soapbox this out a whole lot longer than I should have. But I am working on things. More is on its way. Like, sub, bell. Bell being the notifications. And if you have any questions about what's going on in the channel, leave them in the comments section below, but don't flood out the comments, please. Raise your thumbs if you've enjoyed this one. Now let me take my goose from the oven, because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody.